So today we're going to take a look at UniFi Talk's Smart Attendant. Now what Smart Attendant allows you to do is manage calls coming in and then distribute them to alternate numbers. Now these numbers could be internal to UniFi Talk or even externally, say for example a mobile phone. Now we think this is a really cool feature for small businesses because it means that you can manage your subscription with just one subscription, but have calls diverted to alternate numbers. Let's jump on a PC and see how it's done. So what you want to do is head over to your UniFi Talk platform and click on engagement, and you'll be greeted with this screen here. So we need to give our attendant a name. So I'm going to call it test version 3 because I've already got a couple of versions on there that we've tried this out with, and then click on next. So at this point it's asking you what number. We've only got the one number, so let's select that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and we're going to ignore this extension number, come down to ring back, leave that one alone, leave hold music alone, and move on to the next option. So at this stage it's asking you, do you work different hours? And yep, we do. We have our working hours, and of course we have our out of hours, so I'm going to say yes to that one. And then you'll be given this screen here, which explains to you what your working hours are, which are 9 to 5. So we're happy with that. So we're going to click on next. And from here, what we're going to do now is, do you want to enable extension dialing? Yes, I do. So let's turn that on. And what do you want to do in terms of this? I would choose the custom list option. The custom list is gives you much more control over this. So I'm going to go custom list. So we have the one phone system. So I'm going to click on that one. And then I'm going to come down here and say extension dialing schedule. And we're going to say in business hours. And click on next. Then it's going to ask you what voice do you want for the attendant, what voice do you want to use, and there's a variety of different voices and different tones. I'm going to use this English British, and I'm going to choose the voice 2, and then if you come down here you can have a quick listen to what that will sound like.
Hello, thank you for calling us.
Yep, I like that. That sounds nice and simple. And then what you can do is in here we have a couple of options. So we can generate what the actual outgoing message will be. We can record it, or we can upload it. So if you've already got a pre-recorded message, you can just upload it in MP3 file format. But I'm going to go and use this generate just so you can see how it works. And I'm just going to change this to say, hello, thanks for calling RLS Computer Services, just like that. Let's get rid of some of that. Okay, brilliant. Then we can take a listen to what that will sound like. So if we press play.
Hello, thanks for calling RLS Computer Services.
And as you can tell, some of the pronunciations are not quite solid. You need to use something like a phonics version of the letter R in my case. I will, if I can find a website that does the phonics stuff, I'll put a link in the description. So keep an eye out for that. But nevertheless, let's carry on. Let's go next. Now it's asking you, what do you want to do in terms of call options? So in the call options, you can go 1 to go to say one department, 2 to go to a different department, and so on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say I want to prompt for accounts. And then you can select the destination. Now in the destination, you can not just select a UniFi Talk phone, you can also select an alternate location. So I'm using the global contacts now to divert the call to a completely different phone system. So if you've got a phone service already in, you're already in contract and you want to divert those calls to that number, you can still do that by using the global contacts. And if you want to see how global contacts are set up, then take a look at our video on how we set up flows, and you'll see how we can actually add global contacts. But I'm going to add this accounts department one, and then over here I'm going to say let's go for tech support. Let's go tech support on this one here, and in my drop down I'm going to choose tech support, and in prompt 3 I'm going to say on-site support. And I know that I've got my mobile in here somewhere. There you go. So technically speaking, what we're doing here is if you press 1, you'll go through to the accounts department. If you press 2, you'll go through to tech support. And if you press 3, you can go on to on-site support. So those are my 3 options. I'm going to go ahead now and click finish. And there's our flow. There is our smart attendant. And you can see there it's done in a very neat and cool flowchart, so you can see how that works. So the call comes in during business hours. They get to hear the message.
Hello, thanks for calling RLS Computer Services.
And then when they get the opportunity, they can click 1, 2, or 3. And if you press 1, you can see it will go through to my accounts department. If you press 2, it will go through to tech support. And if you press 3, it will go through to what is technically speaking on-site support. Just my mobile, just for the sake of this video. Okay, so as you can see on the non-business hours, there is no flow. There's nowhere for the call to go. It just kind of, that's it. It just gets this outgoing message.
Hello, thank you for calling us. We're out of the office right now.
Yeah, which isn't very cool. And we have nowhere for the calls to go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change that. So I'm gonna click on this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to have an uploaded audio file. Okay, so now what we need to do is I need to drag my file that I've got, and I'm going to just drop it over here. And if you have a quick listen to this, you'll hear what it will sound like.
Thank you for calling RLS Computer Services. We're sorry, we are currently away from our phones.
Okay, so that's really nice and clear. What I tend to do to make that happen is I would record that on my computer using a website that we use for recording those voice outgoing messages. We then dump that as an MP4, convert it into an MP3, and then we can upload it. And MP3s are a lot more crisper, a lot more nicer. So always use MP3s, always trying to use the right phonics to get the actual sound right. Okay, good. So we now have a good outgoing message, so we're happy with that. So let's click off there, but we still don't have anywhere for those calls to go. So I'm going to click on this plus symbol that you see here. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to give me some choices. And I'm going to go right to the bottom here, and you can see voicemail. And I'm going to say voicemail of myself. And what that's now going to do is when the calls come in outside of office hours, they will get the outgoing message, and then it will be directed immediately to my voicemail. Okay, so if we have a look, we've got the in business hours flow. Press 1 to accounts, press 2 for tech support, press 3 for on-site support, and outside of office hours, you'll get the message.
Thank you for calling RLS Computer Services. We're sorry, we are currently away from our phones.
Okay, and then it will go straight over to voicemail. That's all set up now. All we need to do is give it a test. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use my phone here, and we're going to attempt to dial out. So let's dial that number. Let's hit dial.
Hello, thanks for calling RLS Computer Services. Please select from one of the following options. If you know the extension of the party you are trying to reach, please dial it now. Press 1 for accounts. Press 2 for tech support. Press 3 for on-site support.
Okay, so I'm going to press 1 for accounts. Let's see if that should happen. That should be the phone behind me. There you go. Don't know if you can hear that, but that's that phone there ringing. Okay, so far so good. Let's see what happens now if we go through to tech support. Now tech support will actually make my other phone in the workshop ring, so we'll go again.
Hello, thanks for calling
Now you don't actually have to wait to the message to finish, by the way. We can go straight in.
One of the following.
Okay, so now over in the workshop, the phone over there is now ringing. So brilliant, so far so good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try that third option. We're going to try the on-site tech support, and what should happen is my mobile phone should ring. So let's give that one a try.
Hello, thanks for calling RLS.
So that should be option 3. And the phone rings. Okay. Okay, so that's good. That's all working. So that is demonstrating how that smart attendant actually works, and it's all set up and it's all ready to rock and roll. So what I'm going to show you quickly is how to quickly test what happens when we're out of hours. So what I'm going to do is, let's go back to the screen, and I'm just going to go in here, and I'm just going to double tap on here, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm just going to change our business hours. So I'm effectively going to be closed there, right. So I'm just going to apply that. Okay, that's been changed. Cool. So now let's try again, and this time it should actually go to voicemail. So let's give it a go.
Thank you for calling RLS Computer Services. We're sorry, we are currently away from our phones and unable to take your call. Your call is important to us, and we will respond as soon as we can. For information about our products and services, please visit our website at rlscomputers.co.uk. Alternatively, please leave your name, phone number, and a brief message, and we will return your call as soon as possible. Thanks for calling. Welcome to the messaging service. The person you are calling is unable.
And there you go. The call
right
goes
now.
through to voicemail.
Please leave a message after the tone.
And the voicemail service works perfectly fine. Thank you very much. Okay, so there you go. Voicemail service works out of hours. So we've tested that, and of course, the only thing I need to do is go back into the portal and make sure I bring those working hours back in line. So that is how we use the Smart Attendant to manage calls and distribute them to alternate numbers. And we use that global contacts to send calls to outside numbers that are not part of the UniFi Talk platform. Now, I think this is a really great feature, because what it means is that with just having that one UniFi Talk subscription and that one UniFi Talk number, you can actually have the calls diverted to, say, your mobile or to an alternate number. So if, for example, you're on a contract with a phone provider that, or you're still, within your contract with a phone provider, you can have the calls diverted to those numbers, as well as including that UniFi Talk platform. So that has to be one of the great features. Now, there is one thing that I have to note with this Smart Attendant. When you turn that feature on, the flow control that we set up previously in another video, that automatically gets turned off. Now, I think this is something that UniFi and Ubiquiti needs to get sorted out and get addressed, because what would be nice is if the call comes in through to a UniFi subscription to a UniFi number or a UniFi device, then the flow control still works, because then if the user is not there and without them having to do anything, the call will be diverted, say, to their mobile phone or to an alternate number. Now, I think that's quite useful. Now, there is a workaround with this. So on your phone, you can actually set that redirect manually. You can go into redirect in the menu on your phone and put in your mobile phone number. So when the call comes through to the phone, it then gets diverted to your mobile. But I think it'd be quite good if UniFi actually had it working within the UniFi controller itself, because then it can be programmed up from the source. Anyway, have you guys got your hands on UniFi Talk yet? If you have, please give us information in the comments down below. If you like this kind of video, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.